Hey guys, today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the paints in my watercolor palette. I mostly use Winsor & Newton semi-moist half pans. That's pretty much all of the solid half pans you see. I also use some Winsor & Newton tube watercolors. I also use some Daniel Smith tube watercolors and some Magella Gold. There's also a couple of Creative Mark, I believe it's Creative Mark, the Soho watercolors that you can get at Jerry's Artorama. And that makes up the majority of my palette. Winsor & Newton, Daniel Smith, a little bit of Magello, a couple of Holbeins, and a couple of Sohos. Now Sohos are definitely student grade watercolors, but they do have some really unique, intense colors, especially when it comes to like synthetics, like Urban Blue Violet is this really intense, beautiful blue violet color. Also, their permanent mauve is great. And they have a permanent or a transparent red, which is also excellent. And I also really like their opera rose color, which is not in this particular palette at this time. Magello also makes some really beautiful single pigment paints. What I have in here though are some synthetics. So I have a hot pink, I believe that is either a opera rose or a compose rose. And I also have marine blue. And both of those are synthetic colors derived chemically rather than organically. And then I also have a bunch of really nice earth tones. Now the colors that I select are mainly so that I can paint my comic 7-inch Kara, which you guys can check out at 7inchkara.com or 7inchkara.tumblr.com, and it is almost entirely in watercolor. So I have painted over 150 watercolor comic pages specifically in that comic. I've done loads of other watercolor illustrations as well, and the majority of what I paint are sort of natural things like grass, insects, animals, dirt, stone, and also a lot of people. So my palette is more reflective of that. I also enjoy doing a lot of floral studies, but for that I may introduce other colors or other palettes. But this is sort of my go-to palette. It has been freshly cleaned, freshly scrubbed for 2018. Nice to start on, you know, a new note, I guess. So loads of yellow ochres, loads of earth pigments, some reds, a lot of yellows, greens, some blues, but not too many blues. And I also have a secondary palette that I need to clean out and refill as well, and that's sort of where I go if I need more colors than this. So this is a palette that I've been kind of working on for the past 5 years. Colors come, colors go. I nix what I don't use. And I'm always trying out new colors, always introducing new colors sort of to my lineup. And I don't normally add a color to this palette until I'm pretty sure I like it. So, for example, I have over here, I think this is a Turner watercolor, and this is Cinnabar. And it's just kind of floating around in its own little half pan. It hasn't even been added to the palette yet because I'm not sure if it is a good fit. But I try to keep my palette kind of pruned down. I do have loads of other watercolors. I hear other watercolorists talk about having, you know, loads and loads of colors because you just can't resist. You can't help yourself. But I do try to keep my palette itself as lean as I can. And mostly that's because it doesn't do me any good if I have colors I just never use sitting around in my palette, taking up space, taking space away from colors that might actually be like the best thing ever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, maybe found some inspiration. If you're looking for some color recommendations, I have a post all about selecting paints at nattasoup.blogspot.com in my watercolor basics section, and you can click the card here to check that out. So I'll see you guys soon. Have a great day, guys. Bye.